Remembering the stars we lost in February 2024. 1. Michael Virgil Jones. Michael Jones, the former pro wrestler who was best known by the ring name Virgil and also appeared under the names Vincent and Lucius Brown, died February 28 at 61. A cause of death was not immediately disclosed, though Jones had previously been diagnosed with stage 2 colon cancer. Born in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, in 1962, Jones began wrestling under the name Soul Train Jones in the Championship Wrestling Association in 1985. He changed his moniker to Lucius Brown when he moved to the WWF in 1986, then took on the Virgil persona in 1987. Virgil was in Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant's corner when they faced Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage at SummerSlam 1988, and eventually turned on DiBiase after years of allyship. He also trained Roddy Piper and later wrestled in the National Wrestling Conference and World Championship Wrestling before retiring in 2000. 2. Sean Garinger. Sean Garinger, who appeared on 16 and Pregnant alongside his then-girlfriend Selena Gutierrez, died on February 28 at age 20. The reality star was driving an ATV near his home in Boone, North Carolina, when it flipped and crushed his skull. Garinger shared 2 daughters, Dareli and Esme, with his ex, Gutierrez. The pair starred in Season 6 of the MTV series, Split Up, and were on and off in the aftermath of the show. Garinger is survived by his daughters, mother and sisters. 3. Michael Culver. Michael Culver, the English actor and peace activist who played a brief but memorable role as an Imperial officer ruthlessly terminated by Darth Vader in The Empire Strikes Back, died February 27 at 85. The Star Wars sequel featured Culver as Captain Needa, who learns the consequences of failing Darth Vader. In a fan-favorite scene, Needa apologizes to the Sith Lord for losing a group of rebel soldiers and is swiftly force-choked to death. Culver's other screen credits included A Passage to India, The Return of Sherlock Holmes, Secret Army, Thunderball, The Avengers, Goodbye Mr. Chips, From Russia with Love, Squadron, Cadfael, and Wallander. 4. Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis, the actor and comedian known for his neurotic humor, his distinctive delivery, and his long-running role as a fictionalized version of himself on Curb Your Enthusiasm, died February 27 after suffering a heart attack. He was 76. Lewis announced his retirement from stand-up comedy in April 2023 and disclosed that he'd been living with Parkinson's disease. He first rose to prominence with his stand-up in the 70s and 80s, becoming a fixture on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Late Night with David Letterman, and other late-night programs. He worked on Curb with his longtime friend Larry David from the show's first episode in 2000, and his other screen credits included Robin Hood, Men in Tights, Leaving Las Vegas, Seventh Heaven, 2.5 Men, The Simpsons, Alias, Everybody Hates Chris, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, BoJack Horseman, She's Funny That Way, and Sandy Wexler. 5. Charles Dierkop. Charles Dierkop, the character actor who appeared in memorable projects like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, died February 25 at age 87 at Sherman Oaks Hospital following a heart attack and a case of pneumonia. Dierkop played the outlaw George Flatnose Curry in Butch Cassidy and reunited with the film's director George Roy Hill for The Sting. Dierkop had small supporting roles in The Hustler starring Paul Newman, Sidney Lumet's The Pawnbroker, and Roger Corman's The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Other film credits include the Christmas slasher Silent Night, Deadly Night, Messiah of Evil, and Maverick. On the small screen, Dierkop played undercover investigator Pete Royster in 90 episodes of Policewoman. He also appeared in supporting roles in some of the most prominent series of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, including Star Trek, The Andy Griffith Show, Mission, Impossible, Bonanza, Batman, Kung Fu, Gunsmoke, Chips, Fantasy Island, MacGyver, and Yar. 6. Kenneth Mitchell. Kenneth Mitchell, best known for playing multiple roles in Star Trek, Discovery as well as Carol Danvers' dad in Captain Marvel, died February 24 after a 5-year battle with ALS. He was 49. Mitchell portrayed the Klingon Kol Shah, and Tenavik, as well as Aurelio, on Star Trek, Discovery. In addition, he voiced several characters in an episode of Star Trek, Lower Decks. Mitchell also had recurring roles on Dearco, Ghost Whisperer, Switched at Birth, The Astronaut Wives Club, and Nancy Drew among others, and in 2019 he was featured as Joseph Danvers in Captain Marvel. 7. Chris Gauthier. Chris Gauthier, an actor known for series like Once Upon a Time and Smallville, died on February 23 after a brief illness. He was 48. The English-born Canadian actor had notable roles as Café Diem owner Vincent on Eureka, the villainous Winslow Schott aka Toyman on Smallville, and First Mate Smee on Once Upon a Time. He also enjoyed memorable turns in Freddy vs. Jason, Watchmen, Supernatural, and a series of unfortunate events. 8. Pamela Salem. Pamela Salem, a British actress known for her work in the James Bond and Doctor Who franchises, died February 21 at 80. Born in India, she attended Heidelberg University in Germany and the Central School of Speech and Drama in London before starting in repertory theatre in Chesterfield and York. She played the character of Tus in a 1977 Doctor Who adventure, The Robots of Death, and 11 years later portrayed a different character, Professor Rachel Jensen, in Remembrance of the Daleks. Salem reprised both roles in audio plays produced by Big Finish Productions. Her other screen credits included the 1983 James Bond adventure Never Say Never Again, in which she played Miss Moneypenny, as well as the TV series Blake's 7, EastEnders, and The West Wing. 9. Tony Ganios. Tony Ganios, best known for playing fan-favorite character Meat in the Porky's films, died February 18. He was 64. Ganios made his on-screen debut as Perry in the 1979 coming-of-age film The Wanderers. That film also starred Ken Wall, and the two would reunite years later in crime series Wise Guy. Ganios followed The Wanderers up with 3 films in 1981, Back Roads, Continental Divide, and Porky's. Ganios starred in both sequels to the teen sex comedy, 1983's Porky's 2, The Next Day, and 1985's Porky's Revenge. He also had roles in Body Rock, Die Hard 2, The Taking of Beverly Hills, and Rising Sunday. His other television credits include the TV movie Ring of the Musketeers and stints on The Equalizer and Scarecrow and Mrs. King. 10. Anne Whitfield. Anne Whitfield, the actress best known for playing Susan Waverly in White Christmas, has died at age 85. The actor died on February 15 at Valley Memorial Hospital in Yakima, Washington, following an accident, according to a death notice on the blog of Burien, Washington. Born in Oxford, Mississippi, in 1938, Whitfield moved to Hollywood with her mother as a child while her father was deployed in World War II. She quickly began working as an actor on nationally broadcast radio programs like The Phil Harris Alice Faye Show and One Man's Family. At age 15, Whitfield played Susan Waverly, the granddaughter of Major General Thomas Waverly, Dean Jagger, in the holiday classic White Christmas. Susan encourages her grandfather to host a performance by the film's main characters, played by Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, and Vera Ellen, at his hotel, which ultimately yields a moving tribute to the general himself. Whitfield's obituary states that she watched White Christmas with her family in December 2023 in celebration of the film's 70th anniversary. 11. Duke Vincent. Duke Vincent, the prolific TV producer who worked on hit dramas like Dynasty and Beverly Hills, 90210, died February 10 at age 91 in Montecito, California. Born Edward Ventimiglia in 1932, Vincent entered the entertainment industry by way of aviation. He served as a naval aviator and joined the Blue Angels flying team in 1961, where he helped capture aerial photo sequences for the TV series The Blue Angels. From there, he produced documentaries and shows like Gomer Pyle, Arnie, and The Little People. With his producing partner Aaron Spelling, Vincent worked on Dynasty, Beverly Hills, 90210, Melrose Place, Seventh Heaven, and Charmed. After retiring from television, he wrote 4 novels. 12. Henry Fambrough. Henry Fambrough, the singer known for his work in the R&B quintet The Spinners, died February 7 at age 85. The singer, who retired from the group last year after over 70 years as its baritone, died of natural causes at his home in Virginia. The group formed in 1954 just outside of Detroit as the Domingos before changing their name to the Spinners in 1961. For the next decade, the Spinners recorded numerous singles and 2 studio albums under Motown Records. They found more success after switching to Atlantic Records in the 1970s with songs like I'll Be Around and How Could I Let You Get Away, the latter of which featured co-lead vocals from Fambrough. Fambrough also sang lead or co-lead vocals on songs like Ghetto Child, I Don't Want to Lose You, Ain't No Price on Happiness, and Living a Little, Laughing a Little. He is survived by his wife and daughter. 13. Cecilia Gentili. Pose actress Cecilia Gentili died on February 6 from an undisclosed cause. She was 52. Gentili was a dedicated advocate of advancing LGBTQIA+ causes, including HIV/AIDS awareness and equity for sex workers and transgender people. She also appeared on Ryan Murphy's FX drama Pose as Miss Orlando, who first popped up on season 1 as a New York City woman who provides deeply discounted cosmetic surgery. She was also a published author of the book Faltas, Letters to Everyone in My Hometown Who Isn't My Rapist. She had planned to star in a one-woman show, Red Ink, following her early life in Argentina and her lifelong dedication to searching for faith while trans, in NYC later this year. 14. Toby Keith. Country music superstar Toby Keith died February 5 at age 62 following a 2-year battle with stomach cancer. After launching his career with his debut hit Should Have Been a Cowboy, the musician released a string of successful genre songs over the next 2 decades, including his biggest hit to date, 2011's Red Solo Cup, and the divisive September 11-inspired song courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, The Angry American. 15. Don Murray. Don Murray, who received an Oscar nomination for his role in Bus Stop, died on February 2. He was 94. Murray was known for his performance in the Joshua Logan-directed Western, where he played opposite Marilyn Monroe as a love-struck cowboy who falls for a beautiful saloon singer. Following his breakout performance in the drama, Murray went on to appear in films including A Hatful of Rain, Shake Hands with the Devil, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, and Peggy Sue Got Married. In the late 60s, he led ABC's one-season Western, The Outcasts, and a decade later, starred in the Dallas spin-off, Knots Landing. The actor also appeared in the 2017 reboot of Twin Peaks. Murray is survived by his 5 children. 16. Wayne Kramer. Wayne Kramer, the guitarist who co-founded the proto-punk rock band MC5, died February 2 at the age of 75 from pancreatic cancer. Born Wayne Kams in Detroit in 1948, Kramer founded MC5 alongside Fred Sonic Smith. MC5 gained a following for its energetic performances and left-wing political platform, at one point performing for 8 hours straight at the infamous protest against the Vietnam War at the 1968 Democratic Convention in Chicago. MC5's live album Kick Out the Jams and studio album Back in the USA were both heavily influential on the blossoming punk subgenre, and the group helped mentor other prominent bands like the Stooges. Kramer launched a successful solo career in the 1990s, and he later collaborated with artists like Rage Against the Machine, Bad Religion, and fellow Detroit rocker Alice Cooper. Kramer also helped compose the scores for Eastbound and Down, Talladega Nights, and Step Brothers. 17. Carl Weathers. Carl Weathers, the actor and former pro football player best known for his work in the Rocky movies, died February 1 at 76. Weathers' family said in a statement that he died peacefully in his sleep. After playing for the Oakland Raiders, Weathers rose to prominence portraying rival boxer Apollo Creed in Rocky, serving as the antagonist in the original 1976 film and the 1979 sequel Rocky II before becoming a friend and ally to Sylvester Stallone's Italian Stallion in Rocky III, 1982, and Rocky IV, 1985. He also starred in projects like Predator, Happy Gilmore, Arrested Development, and the Star Wars spin-off show The Mandalorian. 18. Mark Gustofson. Mark Gustofson, the Oscar-winning co-director of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, died on February 1. The animator and director was 64. Gustafson's career in animation began in the 80s, taking a variety of forms in addition to the claymation work he would become known for. His early work included the TV special Claymation Christmas Celebration and the Emmy-nominated Meet the Raisin special, which starred the California Raisins. Later, he would direct episodes of the Eddie Murphy-led series, The PJs. Gustafson would go on to work as the animation director for Wes Anderson's Fantastic Mr. Fox and lead the claymation sequences in A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas. I admired Mark Gustafson even before I met him. A pillar of stop-motion animation, a true artist, Guillermo del Toro wrote in tribute to the animator on X. Their work together on Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio would win an Oscar for Best Animated Feature in 2023, as well as a Golden Globe, 3 Visual Effects Society Awards, and 5 Annie Awards, including an award for Outstanding Achievement in Directing. He leaves behind a titanic legacy of animation that goes back to the very origins of claymation and that shaped the career and craft of countless animators, Del Toro continued. He leaves friends and colleagues and a historic filmography. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.